Hello, friends. Oh, I forgot the slate. Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 34 of the Weird Turn Pro. I'm Mo Strummel in Nashville, Tennessee.
I'm Jason Winfield in Lamont, PA, and joining us today we have Maria Weirs from New York City, I believe.
Yeah, I'm in New York City right now.
Awesome.
Matthew, my partner, and he does all of the wonderful, magical things that I can't do when it comes to technology and the guitar and all of that fun stuff. So, yeah.
Good to know. Good to know.
Nice to meet you, Matthew.
Before we get started, I wanted to tell our viewers that we're changing as you know, our guests get a gift certificate from Belcourt Taps for when they come and visit us here in Nashville. We usually give away a viewer gift certificate, but we're changing the format on that, on how we give it away. So stay tuned. I'm working on that format. It will involve you coming on the show with us for a brief moment while you compete for a gift certificate. So we're still working out the bugs and figuring out exactly what we're going to do, but it should be fun.
That
so back to you, Jason. Yep.
Awesome. So we like to get started pretty quickly, Maria. So what would you like to start out with sharing? What would you like to start sharing with us?
Well, I mean, you mean song-wise?
Song-wise, yeah. Yeah, we want to hear a song. This is about the music.
Okay.
Well,
we're going to start with a song called Falling Down, which I wrote probably like a year and a half ago now, perhaps, while I was on tour. And it's just sort of, it was the first single I ever released, and it still means a lot. So,
awesome.
Here's that.
Well, let's hear it.
Nothing is clear any longer. No one is well. I can't live here any longer. The place has gone to hell. How did we get here? We broke Mother's back. We were not careful. We stepped on a crack, and now we're falling down. We are falling down. With no way to turn. We never do learn. Anyway. And where are the children you're dying to save? What if those children don't like the world you made? Nothing is clear any longer. I am not well. I can't stand by any longer. So I'll see you in hell. And now we're falling down. We are falling down. Either way we'll burn. If we go, we return. And I'd rather die than see us crashing back in time. And I'd rather fight with my heart at the front lines. I'm not afraid of your weapons, for a sword can't match a pen. we hit the ground.
Yeah,
Whoa.
that was a great start. Yeah, way to start a show.
Yeah.
Oh my
Sorry.
gosh. Thank you.
Wonderful. I mean, amazing. I mean, I've heard you sing before. There's people out there that are listening to us tonight that haven't, and that is a gift all of its own. But to really take it and say what you just said with that much in it is an extremely special moment. So,
Let's explain how you've heard her sing before, so everybody knows how that happened.
Maria, it was a student at Penn State in the musical theater program. And I believe at one point she was in a class that I taught briefly.
I was.
And so I met her in a different stage in her life, and I could see the potential, and I'd seen her perform in a theatrical sense where she was expressing someone else's ideas and someone else's point of view, and to see that translation, and for the songwriters out there who are listening, they know that to take that personal piece and to be able to express themselves in this medium with the ability that you just shared with us is an extremely special thing. And so I will give kudos to the musical theater department for giving you some of the tools it took to be able to do that. But
Absolutely.
everything else in there is all you, girl.
Oh, well, thank you so much. You know, I think that's truly just like so very kind. Yeah, my time at Penn State was so wild. I think I grew so much as a person coming into that setting, and as an artist, and it just sort of really like pushed the boundaries for me of becoming an activist and learning so much about myself. And it was just kind of the perfect little nest to do that in. And yeah, you're totally right about with theater. It's like, I always say I'm like a canvas and I'm just standing there and people are like splatter painting me and, you know, like creating like the art piece that they want. But then when it gets to be my own work, it's like, wow, I'm really saying how I feel about things and about really specific things in my life. And that was definitely you know, the first song that I really wanted to put out there. And it was in a kind of a specific time. I mean, this whole time in the last 4 or 5 years has been challenging. So
Right.
I think that I had just a lot to say, and it's all sort of just been falling out a lot lately. So we had to put it all together into an album.
Right. No, it's an amazing song. You I think you hit the nail on the head. And I know you did for you. But to be able to take it out there and actually put into words what you're thinking and move through that, and specifically your journey. And I think there's a lot of people sharing your journey right now.
Yeah. Absolutely. I this last summer was, I mean, a really unbelievable time to be living in New York City. I mean, with the protests, we were out there like every day, and it was long walks. And I have this like back doctor because of, you know, dancing, like wears you down. But he was like, all of the soles of your shoes every time you come in here are completely worn out. And I was like, yeah, because we've been walking for miles this summer. Like it was really heated, and we were both experiencing this kind of wild pandemic ridden world, you know. And
right.
Yeah, so there was just a lot to talk about and a lot of time to sit in thought because
right.
The pandemic, what some people call the great pause that we're going through right now. I think industry wide, I'm interested in what comes out for the performing arts in this period of time, and what really the revolution that is going to be coming out of this now will be. So
let me pop the CD back up there so everybody knows. And I mean, your website is easily accessible, so they can go there and they can find out more about the CD. But
For sure.
it's pretty crazy. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's wild to think like, wow, there's this thing out there that we made and it has a picture. I don't know, it just like, you know, an album cover. I'm like, what? Who am I? Yeah, it was so exciting to just finally say like, hey everybody, I did this thing. And I think people always sort of knew I wrote songs, but I was really, really shy about it. My mom would get so mad at me. She'd be like, Maria, tell people that you're writing songs. I was like, I don't want anybody to know. It's so embarrassing.
Oh wait, well we've had to get previous guests that what was the quote that it's not a song if you keep it to yourself.
Right.
That's true. Wow, I like that.
So
Okay.
So thank you for
thought.
sharing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just a thought until you share it with somebody. It's just you getting through whatever you're getting through at that moment. But there's a lot of universal voice in that song we just heard, and I am looking forward to hearing what else you offer tonight, because I think everybody's going to really enjoy this. So on that note, what would you like to play for us next?
So this next song that we're gonna do is from the album. It's the last song on the album, and it's called "Goodbye, Cecilia." And I guess I'll just do it, and then we can talk about it.
Sounds great.
Sounds good. You ready, Matt? He's like, okay. I upped my dose back in Toledo. And I swear I left something in that rest stop outside of town. But I can't go back to Toledo, for I left a girl asleep in her nightgown. There was a note that I wrote to her, but the words upon the page, they filled my heart with rage. For I wasn't half the person I had thought I was before, and it's hard to go back once you've closed that door. Goodbye, Cecilia, my lilac queen. The wind can feel a bit colder when you're gone, but when you think of me, think of summertime and the memory of when the world was yours and mine. I often think about her gray blue eyes. They resemble the line between the sea and the sky, but I'll never see another pair of gray blue eyes when I don't think about the lines beside her smile. Goodbye, Cecilia, my lilac queen. The wind can feel a bit colder when you're gone, but when you think of me, think of summertime and the memory of when the world was yours and mine. Goodbye, Cecilia, my lilac queen. The wind can feel a bit colder when you're gone, but when you think of me, think of summertime and the memory of when the world was a little more kind, and the memory of when the world was yours and mine.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Wow. That is.
Yeah.
I got a little bit of a chill right now.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. And it's a
Yeah.
oh wow, thank you. That's I wrote that song for my mom actually. Her middle name is Cecilia, and she hates it, which is just really funny.
So you called her that over and over.
So I'm gonna honor you, Mom.
You don't like, and I've always loved that name. I told her, I was like, if I ever have a daughter, I think I want to name her Cecilia. She was like, oh God, no. Great. Well, okay. But I just have always loved the name, and her name is Janine, and there was a song back in, I don't know, maybe the 20s, 30s called Janine, My Queen of Lilac Time. And that was like her favorite song growing up.
Oh.
So I kind of combined the two.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I was reminded in parts of the song, and now that I know that it was about your mother, it reminds me of The Dutchman, which is a Steve Goodman song, right?
Wow, that's the biggest compliment I could ever have. I love that song so
But it's got it is. You're dealing with some sensitive work and time in there, and it's interesting that I caught that part of what you were saying. So
yeah, that's really very fascinating that you did, because I really do love that song, and I listen to it a lot with my mom. Actually, that's really funny. You just kind of went, bing. Yeah, I think I mean I wrote that kind of at a time when I think I was in Nashville when I wrote that song. Oh my gosh.
Oh, really?
Full circle. Here we go. We were in Nashville on tour, and we were having the best time. I cannot even describe how much barbecue I ate while it was actually horrific.
That happens.
It
That
was
happens.
so good. Wow. Yeah, and I was just kind of, sitting in, middle America, just kind of hanging out, listening to really good music. And I was just thinking a lot about my mom and missing her. And at the beginning of the song, I say like I upped my dose back in Toledo, and I like struggle with anxiety, and dealing with that on the road was like so complicated.
oh boy, yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to always have access to someone who can be like, okay, well, this is what you need to handle this situation. And I was just kind of struggling with that too. And since mental health is something I always try to be like super transparent about, I thought I would include that as well in my story. So yeah.
Well, it gives people that
The perspective is there.
challenge
And-
with that. It gives them a perspective on for sure.
Yeah, and the what I've discovered is one of the best ways in to a situation with another person where you're communicating, especially on a kind of a one-sided end, is acknowledging a vulnerability so they can identify with where you are if they're, and it helps set the whole tone of what the rest of what you're talking about. It's a
Right.
kudos. I mean,
Thank you.
beautiful song.
Good song.
Beautiful song.
Let me do a little business here. First thing we want to talk about is one of the reasons we started this whole, streaming show is because of the fact that nobody could get out there and perform. So obviously you can do this, on your own on Facebook or whatever, but you don't have an audience. And so we're the audience. So we give you live feedback. And we can also, our viewers write stuff in on Facebook, make notes, and we kind of pass them along when we can. But one of the things we want to talk about is right now you can donate to a couple organizations, and I believe they have T-shirts and things you can buy like that. The money goes to support them. So if you don't want to just lay out money, you can get something and also advertise their need. So Save Our Stages is the national Independent Venue Association's drive to help keep venues around, and Drive the Music is Nashville specific. So venues here in Nashville, but if you can, and you can help anybody out, I would suggest that you do that. There are some socially distanced shows that are available, and, outdoors, or it's getting a little cold now, but sometimes, I try to support local venues as much as I can, and wherever you are, you can do that too, if they're doing things the right way and socially distancing right now.
Yeah, I
wouldn't go anywhere crowded, but
I caught a show on mandolin this week see what
Yeah.
what that medium felt like as an audience member.
Yeah.
It's worth
They're
checking out if
streaming
you like
shows
live
from a
music.
lot of the venues right now, but you can buy tickets, and if you can afford it and you can do it, it's helpful because it helps the venues, it helps the artists, it helps everybody stay.
It helps the rest of
working.
us that are theater workers
Yeah.
that have no
Yeah.
work either. So
Exactly.
that's important.
So let's I think we could do another song. What do you
Yeah,
think?
I think so too. I think
Yeah, let's do another
That's-
song.
Yeah. All right. I just wanted to tell you what I feel like I keep being like, and this song is, if it helps, but it's called "Why Are Musicians So Sad?"
Good point.
Yeah. What is that?
We'll see. I used to be braver when I was a little girl. I had never met a stranger who didn't change my world. I used to face danger like nothing could cut me down. Think I used to be braver when I lived in a small town. That was back when I was singing, 'cause I wanted to be heard. That was way before you called me your sweet songbird. We got together 'cause we felt like it, but now the lines have blurred. That was back when I was singing, before I'd listened to the words. And I wondered to myself, why are musicians so sad? I'm just singing, sometimes life can be bad. Just keep singing as long as you are smiling. Life is like a parade of glad. Why are musicians so sad? I used to be braver when I hadn't seen so much. That was before I'd learned to savor the cruelty in your touch. A time when I was lucky enough to trip in double dutch. Think it was easy to be braver when I hadn't seen so much. And I wonder to myself, why are musicians so sad? I'm just singing, sometimes life can be bad. Just keep singing as long as you are smiling. Life is like a parade of glad. Why are musicians so sad? Why are musicians so sad? I'm just singing, sometimes life can be bad. Just keep singing as long as you are smiling. Life is like a parade of glad. Why are musicians so sad? Why are musicians so sad? Why are musicians so sad?
That's fun.
There's the line I was singing before I listened to the words. Very interesting, because I mean, music is an oral experience, and often I find myself singing with a song before I actually realize what I'm saying by singing along. It's kind of crazy. So that was pretty cool. I
Yeah.
like that. I like
Nice observation.
a nice chord change in there too. I like the major. I think you went major to minor there at one part, and I just like the way that feels, and it fits so well in that song when that happens. It's like
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
the way you worked it
Here.
into the song there. It's very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, and it is very nice. I like how you kind of you minor it out as you finish, because you're screaming chord sadness all over the place at that moment.
That's what I do best. My mom is always saying, like, "Can't you write a happy song?" I'm like, oh, "I'm sorry, I don't know. I guess not."
Eventually.
We'll get
I
there.
saw a songwriter just post today somewhere that writing happy songs is way too hard.
Oh my
It's
God. It's so
Well,
good.
when you're
It's
when
true.
you're when you're a performer and you're happy, you're with people. You don't stop and right.
Yeah, it's just it's a different kind of thing. It's why most of the pitch sheets that come through are asking for upbeat, up tempo songs because they're hard to write. A sad song is usually comes from a lot deeper, and so it flows out of you a lot faster, I think.
Yeah.
So
Faster
very
upbeat
cool.
songs are very heady to me. I think there's a lot of like cleverness. That's silly, but like you know what I mean. I feel like you have to be really witty, and very
Yes.
quick. And so I
Mhm.
think a lot of times with more upbeat songs, I'm like, okay, how am I gonna make these
Yeah.
like interesting? And they're moving really fast, and I have to really like grab people's ears because you're not like sitting in it. Yeah, but that was an interesting observation. I think that whole song is very much about me growing up as a child performer. I mean, I wasn't like a Disney star or anything wild like that. Like I didn't have a crazy burnout or anything. But I was always singing growing up. I started probably when I was like 3 years old.
Yeah.
I was just always doing it. And my mom loves like Cher and Garth Brooks. Like those are my influences growing up. And like anything from like the 70s and before was just like my life. And a lot of that deals with like some heavier content. And so I was like a 6-year-old kid singing in a boxing match, like We All Sleep Alone, like Cher songs. And people were like, what's going on? And I had no idea. I was just singing them.
Exactly.
So I think that I just loved the music, and as I got older, I'd hear a song again and be like overwhelmed by emotion because I had been listening to it for so long, but I didn't know, what it felt like to have heartbreak or what it felt like to, lose someone or miss someone. So it's amazing
Yeah.
how songs evolve with you, I think.
Yeah.
I just want to note that we do have the tip jar up there. So folks that are out there watching, you can send something along to Maria through Venmo there. And you should, because everybody needs a little support. And she's entertaining us right now, along with Matt. And it's, there you go. That was pretty cool. Yeah, look at that.
Right down there. Right down there.
Exactly. But you know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for My Hometown. Yeah. We're going to play a little game right now with Maria. And she is actually playing for a prize. Jason has a copy of the prize there also. So she's playing for our Stay Weird Turn Pro mug, which we are glad to send along, as long as you can answer 2 questions out of 3 about your hometown. Now, I know that Cameron Jackson usually watches us every week, and he's probably watching us now, so I just want to rub this in. She is from Bradenton, Florida, which means, Cameron, you missed recruiting this young lady for Florida State, and sorry, but there you go. She went to Penn State. and Penn State's gain, Florida State's loss. So there we go. I had to do it. I had to get the little dig in there. But anyway,
and because we mentioned him, I thought we'll talk about it later.
Okay, so we're going to ask you 3 questions. You have to get 2 correct. Jason will keep count because he's getting very good at it.
I can count to 3 now.
Don't ask him to go higher than 3. So we're still within his wheelhouse. It's all good. Okay. So your very first question is, what county is Bradenton in?
It's in Manatee County.
Manatee County. That is correct. Jason, how's she doing? Oh,
we
1.
We got 1.
Yes. Oh.
Dancing
Right,
1.
This one might be a little bit harder. I don't know.
Okay.
What juice company, now owned by Pepsi, originally had its headquarters in Bradenton and still produces juice there?
Tropicana.
That is correct. Tropicana. All right.
Yes.
Very good. Very good. Okay,
so
so
much.
Jason, she's at 2.
She's at 2. This is
Okay,
great.
she's won the mug.
This
but
is
now
gravy.
Now she's trying to keep up with her equals, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
By getting 3.
All 3. I do believe all of the.
I think we had one other one.
Yeah.
I think we had one male.
Yeah. Well, all of the female guests on our show have had perfect scores. We've only had out of 34 episodes now.
Wow.
We've only had one guy can do it. So
Okay.
All right, here's your last and final question.
Okay.
An acting company based in Bradenton holds a 3-year record of first place finishes in the Florida Theater Conference and the Southeastern Theater Conference competitions. What is the name of that acting company?
The Florida Studio Theater?
And
Okay. The Oslo Repertory Theater?
no, it is the Manatee Players.
Get out of here.
Yes.
Of course it is.
They won 3 years. They won 3 years in a row, first place at SETC and the Florida Theater Conference.
Wow.
Pretty crazy.
that is
Pretty crazy.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you, they're gonna kill me. I'm gonna go home and be just
But guess what?
You got a
Guess
mug.
what? You still got a mug coming.
a mug.
And we'll send one to Matt too. So you'll each get a mug coming your way. So Matt will owe you for that because you won it for him. And we're going to give you guys a little bit of a break, and we're going to let Jason play a song for us because it's his turn. And we'll give you a chance to get off screen a little bit, tune up, catch your breath, and then we'll come back to you guys after Jason plays his song. All right?
Thank you so much.
Can I tell you
Okay.
how hard this is
Yeah.
today?
What are you going to be doing for us today, Jason?
I do believe I will be playing Untouched.
Okay.
The salty, sultry air just hangs around us as the silence fills the empty in our space. The live oak by the porch is slowly melting with the gentle dripping tears of Spanish moss. I wish that I could say just what I'm feeling. The distance is not so great between us as the swaying porch swing cradles us inside. I don't know how to reach across this chasm, for the ball and chain of blame just holds me down. I hope you hear the words that I'm not saying. My pain, it seems, is never over. The heat and blisters on and on and on and on. My timing moves each day a little slower. The mysteries of a broken heart remain untouched. We started with a spark that led to fire. Now we live in smoke and never feed the flame. It burns so hot with passion and desire. Our lust-filled burning eyes, they slowly close. I fear that we will learn no other way. My pain, it seems, is never over. The heated blisters on and on and on and on. My timing moves each day a little slower. The mysteries of a broken heart remain untouched. My pain, it seems, is never over. The heat and blisters on and on and on and on.
My time enrolls each day a little slower. The mysteries of a broken heart remain untouched. Salty, sultry air just hangs around us as the silence fills the empty in our space. Our live oak by the porch is slowly melting with the gentle dripping tears of Spanish moss. I wish that I could say just what I'm feeling.
All right.
Woo. A lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure. There's no
I-
pressure.
I really loved those lyrics. I'd never heard that before.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I heard it on a beach for the first time in Florida.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he sent it to me while I was down there. It was pretty cool.
It was written about some folks I knew in St. Petersburg.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
I was gonna say, the whole time you were singing, I was like, I feel like I'm at home. I was like, everything you're saying is so specifically visual to that region of Florida. I was like,
yep.
how did he know?
How did he know?
I lived in St. Petersburg for 6 years. So,
Right. Yeah.
and that's I see the porch of my house as I sing it every time. It's
Yeah. Ugh.
It's cool.
Oh.
It's a good one. Hey, just so everybody knows, anybody who's watching, singer, songwriter,
Yes.
that wants to be on the show, just go to our website, www.weirdprose.com, and you can fill out a form there, and we'll get back to you after you fill out the form. For those of you that are watching, also, all of the past episodes are archived on the site. So if you want to go back and watch a particular episode, you can go ahead and jump on there and check them all out. So just got to let everybody know about that. All right. Where are we here? Let's see. I think it must be Maria's turn.
yeah. I think it's Maria's turn to sing us another song.
Oh boy. Okay. Oh man. I guess we'll stay in the sort of like folky country vibe a little bit, which is great. Yeah. This song is called My Joe. And we were just talking about this before the show because we switched to doing these live on guitar, these last few songs, and so it's been kind of fun to like fall back into what the song sounded like originally, without all of the things we've been hearing on top of it for months now. So yeah, we're excited.
Cool. Cool.
Excellent.
That's what we like.
Yeah. I love Joe more than I can say, but he went and threw away every picture on the wall. Joe is good, Joe is kind, Joe can never make up his mind. I guess I'm not surprised. He has always had it all. How did I not see? How could he hide from me? I set my wedding dress on fire. I guess I'm not surprised. He has always had it all. How did I not see? How could he hide from me? I set my wedding dress on fire yesterday, and as it burned, I saw my mother say, "I told you so." I spent so much time asleep that my life became a dream, and my morning became a nightmare. Oh, Joe, I'm terrified by how I love him so. I'm terrified I'll never let him go. I miss my Joe.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Is right.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Just the construction of the song is interesting to me. The way it's constructed, and I mean, obviously the content is, emotional, but the construction is also very interesting in that song. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It's fun. Oh, thank you very much. I guess I'm trying to think of like specifics about when I was writing this song. I have ideas for shows and things, or just like scenes or ideas. I like to make up things all the time, and I must sound crazy to my neighbors, like talking to myself, pretending to come up with things. I'm like screaming at my lover who's left, and they're like, "Who the heck? Like, what's going on out there?" But I've sort of written this song based a little bit on past experience and a little bit on theatricalness. But I think one of the things that I laugh about to myself the most is about the wedding dress on fire. And I've had people be like, "Oh my God, like that imagery is like really intense." Like,
Oh,
what are you
yeah.
talking about? And I've not burnt a wedding dress actually in my life. But I have been a young kid who really thought like, oh, this is the one, like, my first relationship, we're going to get married. Like, you think of all of those things. So I guess that was kind of my idea behind it was, my mom is always right. And that's why I just, she's always like, maybe not this one. And so it's like, okay, all right, you were right. Okay. So if she is listening, she's like, yeah, I know I'm right. Yeah.
You just have to reach a certain age when you realize your parents are right.
You realize, yeah, they were right.
It's really funny because I like snapped onto that really fast. I never went through a rebellious phase, which is really like bizarre, I guess, compared to a lot of my friends, but I just always believed my mom. I was like, she just knows things. And so I avoided a lot of trouble that way, I was lucky. She just
That's good.
had good advice.
We need to find a way to pass that on to like our kids, so
Yes.
they don't. Yeah.
My furry child, my dog, he doesn't listen to me.
Unless you have food in your hand, and I have a son, and he's like that too.
Typical.
Yep.
Hey, Jason, what are you drinking today?
What am I drinking? Well, I think at this point it's what I drank.
Oh my God!
Look at you go.
I decided I would have a ship sinker today.
Okay, so you need to explain that, I think.
Well, it's very much like a Dark and Stormy, if you're familiar with the Gosling's Dark and Stormy. However, it's the same thing. It's ginger beer, a little bit of citrus, which I didn't have my key lime juice, so I used lemon juice tonight, and birch beer. But it's tasty, as you can tell.
Very good. Yeah,
And you use Kraken rum instead of Gosling. So it's dark rum, birch beer, and a splash of yum.
I'm putting that on my list for sure.
there you go. Something to try. And I've got one of Black Abbey's beers here. I discovered one of their Oktoberfest still in my
There you
in
go.
my fridge. The Chronicles is here, and this is a nice little brew pub here in Nashville. They have food and they have live entertainment as well when we're allowed. So it's a nice little place. So there's your Black Abbey.
Awesome.
All right.
Abby.
I think we have time for one more song today. Is that right? You're going to do one
Yeah.
more for us?
Come on, yeah.
Okay.
And before they start this song, I just want to
Yeah.
say for the folks that Maria mentioned, this is kind of a step back into the acoustic version of their songs and the original format of creation. You got to take a listen to Maria's release and I will call it orchestration because it's more than just a band playing. It is some beautiful work. It is sonically engaging, and so what you're hearing now is just the beginnings. You want to hear it fleshed out and full, and you want to listen to it loud and just let the pipes open up and sing along with it and dance. It's an amazing compilation of songs, and
Excellent.
I just want to make sure that we make sure you listen to that because all of their work is good. So that's a shout out to Maria and the musicians who helped along the way. So it's a beautiful release.
We were really lucky with that. Quick guy, like the musicians who are on the tracks. I mean, they're all people we worked with on the tour, and they were sending stuff in from all over the country, and we were trying to, put it all together.
Yeah.
It was a fun kind of jigsaw puzzle, and this brain did so much of it because so yeah.
Great work, Matt.
Thank
Great
you.
work, Matthew.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Yeah, I guess we'll do it. This is Southern Rain.
Excellent.
When did Southern rain lose its charm? When did I forget the smell of a nearby farm? Warm and silent, half tan up before a storm. I miss my mother telling me not to go. Sometimes I wish I'd listened more. You never think to look back when you're on the road to somewhere as far away from home. Jeannie's always running away from her problems, they say. Jeannie wasn't cut out for the hard times that come away. We always knew that Jean Louise would never stay. Jeannie had an itch to scratch from her very first day. Something makes me run every time I think I'm done. I'm just 3 inches from the next thing that feels better than the last. Will this feeling last? It didn't last the last time or the time before. Time gets away from me every single day. It seems I'm losing my mind, wasting my time. Jeannie's always running away from her problems, they say. Maybe I was pushed away. Jeannie wasn't cut out for the hard times that come away. But I'm still standing. We always knew that like everyone stayed for the fire, but only I heard the alarm. When did southern rain lose its charm?
Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa.
That's great.
That is a great song.
Yeah.
It's really funny. We got to the
Yeah.
end and I realized that like it goes into this like 1.5-minute long guitar solo that we were like we're at the end, but that's the end.
And,
all
and
good.
Matt was like, well, now I'm earning my paycheck. I got to go for another minute and a half. No, I'm just kidding.
Aw.
Wow. That was
Yeah.
great. Listen,
great.
first, before I forget, I just want to mention to Jason before this goes out of my head. Thanks for getting festive back there behind you, bud. You're way out ahead of me, but
It's all
it
good.
looks great.
My daughter dances where my normal location is. They've got to dance because of isolation. Her dance space is like 4 feet away from my desk downstairs in the basement. So I'm in my wife's pandemic office, and that's her work. I'm just here. I'm on a rolling baker's cart with my computer next to hers right here. So I mean, I could do this, and you get to see the fact that it's not. I'm just a guest in the house. So I appreciate you noticing my holiday decorations, though.
Tell us real quick where you guys are, because I see all the guitars on the wall behind. Are you in a studio there,
No, we are in.
or is it a studio that you've done in your?
My designated room in the apartment.
Oh, okay.
Where we keep all of my things.
I have one of those too.
Live
Yeah.
here. They're not. There's one outside of this room, but they don't travel outward too much.
Ah, okay.
That is an impressive collection, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. And the work on the album is impressive
Yes.
across the board. I mean, obviously, we're here talking about Maria and the songs, but the rest of the work on the album musically is pretty amazing. So,
Thank you.
congratulations on that.
Beautiful production values. Like I said, it is worth just cranking up and enjoying.
I'm assuming people can get this pretty much anywhere they get their music, right?
Yeah, it's out there everywhere, which is wild.
Okay.
but yeah.
Okay, so we just want to make sure that people know that, so
Yeah.
they can go check it out and snag a copy, either digitally or however. Listen, I want to thank you guys for coming on. This was beautiful. I mean,
Yeah.
pretty stunning music. So, and definitely I can feel the flavor of your musical theater training in it.
Yes.
Because not just the music, but the storytelling in it, and the what the songs are about is pretty, that's musical theater. Let's face it, and so I can feel that, and it's very good. People should definitely run out and get this. So
Yeah, most definitely.
definitely.
Most definitely.
I'm going to ask you guys to stick around with us for a couple minutes after we go down from live, and we'll have a little chat and wrap up. But
Sounds good. Thank you so much for having us. This was just such a treat. I've been really looking forward to just getting to share it and get to talk to you both, and just hang out for the evening. This was so
Well,
It's
nice.
been great.
yeah. So thanks everybody for watching. Next week we have Malloy Montgomery, who's from here in Nashville. So
Awesome.
join us next week. And just remember, Hunter S. Thompson once wrote, "When the going gets weird,
The weird turned pro.
that's it." All right,
Have a
we'll
great
see
week.
you all next week.